Apply a mixture of Rhinox hide and Mephiston red to the armor. Make sure you cover all the plate armor of the model. Add a second layer for full coverage. For the blue, I used Mediterranean blue from Scale Color. Cover the cloak with Goblin Green from Game Color. Make sure you cover the whole cloak. One coat is not enough. I prefer to start to paint other parts to make sure the paint completely dries before applying the next coat. Water down Mephiston red to create a wash consistency, and apply this to the higher parts of the armor. For the bone parts, I use a shafty bone. I apply this to the skull and horns on the model. For the brown parts, I use Steel Legion Drab. I use this for the fur and belt. If this layer does not cover everything, that is okay. This will give it some extra shadow effect, but later we will apply an extra wash on it as well. Now apply an extra highlight to the armor. For this, I use a mixture of Mephiston red from Citadel and Orange Fire from Game Color. Apply this by stippling it on the plate armor. For both axes and the chainmail, I use gunmetal from War Paints. All the gold parts are covered with Greedy Gold from War Paints. I edge highlight the upper parts of the armor with Orange Fire from Game Color. Now apply a wash of Antonian Camoshade all over the cloak. Let the wash get into the recesses of the cloak for a better shadow. Now the bones have dried, use Skeleton Horde from Citadel. Cover all the bone parts and again let this be in the recesses. When applying contrast paints, make sure you do not overload your brush with paint. For the parts that are painted with Steel Legion Drab, I now apply a wash of Agrax Earthshade. I also apply this to the metal and gold parts. For the highlights of the blue, I use Bahareth Blue from Citadel. Make sure you apply this to the outer edges. For the sockets of the eyes and the runes on the weapon, use a white. For the first highlights of the cloak, I use Goblin Green again. On the sharp edges of the axe, I use Shining Silver from War Paints. Dry brush this on the edges to make the axes look sharper. To give the eyes and the runes the glow effect, go for Livery Green from Game Color. Dilute it with water so you still see the white through it. For the highlights on the fur, start with Xandri Dust. For the second highlight, use a Shabti Bone. For the last highlight on the cloak, go for Yellow Green from Model Color. Go for the higher parts of the cloak.